Hello, welcome back to Life as Mrs. C. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Ruth, and we have
Lydia.
And we're back talking about relationships. So today we're talking about money. So today we're talking about finances in relation to when you have found a partner and you are making a decision that you want to spend the rest of your lives together, you want to get married. So what is it about finances that you need to talk about, or that we think you need to talk about? Just because money can bring problems.
It can. And I think when you look at research, one of the reasons why people divorce, it's actually money.
How I'm not surprised.
Yeah, money is one of them things.
I'm not surprised. It's tough.
Yeah.
And we've got 5 points or 5 categories that you might want to talk about in relation to money. So I'll let Lydia start us off with the first one.
Yeah, so the first one is joint account. Obviously, one thing I realized is sometimes we all have preconceived ideas of how things should be, but then you realize that a joint account, if you need to discuss, like, do we wish to have a joint account? And we're not here trying to say that it's wrong to have a joint account, or it's not, or it's correct to have a joint account. It's basically what the both of you decide, but it's worth talking about. Do you want to have a joint account? And if yes, you decide, yes, we do actually want to have a joint account. Is it going to be a salary account? And what I mean by a salary account is your monthly income or whatever, if you get paid weekly or whatever, but as long as you get paid, do you want that money to be coming into that account, or are you going to have a joint account as a savings account, or are you going to have this account as a utility bills account? Because I know there are people who do it differently. Like, I'll give an example for us. We have 2 joint accounts, but we have separate salary accounts. I know there are people who firmly believe that it's important for a couple to have a joint account, and I think I fall into that category because I feel like money is also one of the ways that you can let somebody that you trust them. And it's a good feeling to know that someone trusts you with their money. You know what I mean? If someone can tell you how much they have and they're willing to put it in a place where you also have access to, I feel like it brings out good vibes.
Definitely. And I think like it creates transparency, like you said, honesty. It doesn't make you feel like, oh, okay, I know where the money is going to, and you have accountability as well. You're not just going to be spending anyhow just because you feel like you want to. And it's so true. Like, it's a conversation to have. Do we want to have a joint account? Do we not? And if not, how are we going to manage our account? I think on transparency, the next point is payslips. Like, how transparent are you going to be? Does your partner have access to your payslip? If it's online, can they have a look at it? Are you happy for Are you happy for each other? Are you happy to have each other's details? That's what I mean. To have access to it. And if it comes through the post, are you happy for your partner to open it?
It's so true, because you might be finding someone, flying tempers because, oh no, that letter that came in had my name on it, so why did you open it? So definitely. That's so true.
I think these are really important conversations to have, because I just feel like money is so sensitive.
It is
so sensitive. And you want, when you're entering into a marriage, you, as much as possible, you want to create an environment where you can be as transparent with each other as possible. And it's good to have these conversations, because if you don't have it, and then all of a sudden you're just like, why are you upset that I opened your payslip? I thought it was okay.
Talking about payslips, and you talked about transparency, I also think, like I mentioned earlier, it makes you feel in a certain way. I think it's also romantic,
because we talked about how we were going to do things, Tamelo and I. It's created like a very transparent, and like if things were to change, it's like, why have you changed? We've already created the baseline, like the basis of it. And like talking, like, who manages what, like how is it going to be managed, who's managing it, if it needs to be managed, and things like that. But that's a video for another day.
That's another video for another day. I think also, that said, like, with payslips, it's not all the time, because probably people can be getting the impression that you have to share your payslips all the time. But even just letting someone know how much you get, that's if you have like separate salary accounts. Like I said, we have different salary accounts. But Chamba has passwords to my account, and just like I have passwords to his account, but I'm just too lazy to log in.
I get you. I'm with you there. But yeah, at least the fact that you can just log in when you want to. Yeah, so it's good enough.
There's no need for me to.
Got you. What's our third point?
Our third point is utility bills. You need to discuss, like, what are your thoughts about money? What do you think? Because sometimes you can have all these preconceived ideas. Then when you get married, somebody says, "Oh,
where's your other half?"
Yeah, where's the other half? How much are you putting up here? Then you're like, what? Wait a minute. No? Am I supposed to? Like, no.
I thought it was you.
Yeah, but so I think it's important to talk about it so that you do have an idea. Things that come into play, like one gets more than the other.
Yeah.
You know, when it happens, like the wife gets paid more than the husband. What does that mean? Is the husband going to carry the load still? Or is it the wife that is carrying the load still? Or both of them will have to meet somewhere where they're going to say half and half. It just lessens down arguments about money, because even when you look at these points, it doesn't mean you're not going to have fights over money.
You still will, but at least try your best.
You know, you will have your fundamentals. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Oh, wow. Another conversation that you can have is regarding extra income generating activities.
Yes, extra income.
So let's say you've got your salary, he's got his salary, and then you get an added, you know, maybe you've got another business, or someone gives you money, or
someone gives you money. What do you mean? Like just giving you money for giving you?
Don't start.
It's problems. Someone just giving. Imagine you just come to your husband and say no, and then John just gave me money. Or I met Martha, because you know when you're married, even when it's a fellow woman who gives you money, like
John gave me money. You legit, seriously. So whether you've got a side hustle, a business, or you get a gift, or there's like you get a bonus at work, or you do an extra shift or whatever. So it's having a conversation about what happens to that money, because some people have the idea that, well, it's my money. We've already talked about what happens with the salary that we share, but then maybe he or she will have the idea that, well, it's mine. I did the extra shift, so I don't need to account for it. It's my money. That's where the money for these shoes, this bag, this wallet came from. And I think it's really important to have that conversation, because that can bring arguments, because you're thinking, well, you're supposed to declare it. Every money that comes in the house, are we declaring it, or is it just the salary that comes in that gets declared? Yeah, and I think thinking about that, it's also like, because you talked about extra shifts or bonuses at work. I think also like starting a business. When you think about extra income generating activities, like there should be a purpose. Like, why are you doing it? Is it to beef up your living expenses? Yeah. Or is it just for you? Yeah. And if it's to beef up the living expenses for the home, are you going to do it together? And what are the T's and C's of doing it together? Or is one of you going to do it? Because I feel like if one of you is going to do it to beef up, you know, the living expenses, then what is the other person doing? You know what I mean? Because that means somebody else is putting in more work than the other. So like it's just good, because sometimes people can just be like you said, I'm the one who did the extra shift, so I don't think, or I'm the one who came up with this business idea, so I don't think I should put the money, I should declare the money. So now we're not saying you should declare the money or not, but then it's just something to talk about and then decide what exactly you want to do. Like, I think when it comes to money, assumptions can bring a lot of argument. Just assuming he's gonna be fine with it, she's gonna be fine with it. Literally, it's better to have a conversation. Say, oh, what do you think about this? Or, and if it is a business, and you'd find that maybe your partner as well will be helping you with the business, and maybe they've put some, either like, okay, here's some money or whatever, and they're thinking, okay, this is for the whole family, but you're like, no, this was my business. So really, like, don't take it lightly, because money. That's all I can say. Money. Money.
Please.
We love money.
Anyway, our last point, but not the least, because I think there are quite a number of things that we can look at. These are the main points from our side, and that is looking at funding extended family emergencies / events and activities. One thing I note is people have different relationships, and even the things they fund in their family, it's different. Are you going to come through for everything?
Yeah.
Or if you're going to come through for these emergencies or events or any other activity, like, are you going to set a criteria that you're going to follow?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you find people hide. Like, you find, your husband has been helping a relative secretly, or your wife has been helping a relative secretly. Like, how do you take that?
Definitely.
Okay.
That is huge. It does depend on your upbringing. It depends on your environment. Some people just come from an environment where they're always sort of rotating, helping each other out. Oh, can I have £100? Can I have 100 kwacha? Can I have this? But then when you get married, it's about saying, okay, this is the situation. Like, this is the situation from my family. This is the situation with my friends, and how do we now apply it in our marriage? Because you just can't keep taking money out. And if that's the case, are we gonna set aside a particular budget for like maybe our family member, for like not just family members, but like our family if someone wants to ask, or do we conversate and decide?
I think it's something to talk about, and probably like a tip I would give to people, like, we do have a criteria on the things that we can come through for family. But then obviously, like in our earlier videos, you know, when we were talking about the things that we have learned, and you just learned like to agree to disagree on certain things, and probably I would raise my hand. There are certain things where I feel like I should come through for a family member, and my husband is like,
not that one.
No, not that one. So then what happens is I have to dip into my personal, you know, like money that is allocated to me. That's the money I have to dip in, but I will still declare it and say I helped out this person and I spent this much. But then it doesn't bring that much of a problem because it's money allocated to me. So let's say, for argument's sake, let's say this money was for a pair of shoes. And I decided to help out somebody. It just means I don't use it for my pair of shoes.
That's so true.
So probably that's a tip that people can use.
I do find that I do that as well, because we have a similar way on how we manage money, where we have certain, like, so this is for the bills, and then we have our own allocated money. What you spend it on is up to you. You don't need to, but it's like, you don't need to tell me. I know usually what my husband will buy, but for me, I think it tends to go to people.
I would like to know.
What? You'd like to know what he buys? No, just like, it's your money, it's your pocket money. What you spend, you spend it on what you want. But no, I don't ask him. I know usually what he buys because it comes through the post. But it's your pocket money. What you spend it on, no one cares. And then I think it's the same. So I don't always have to tell him if I've given someone money if it was from my pocket. But then if it's money that's coming from the pocket, you know, it's like
money from the pocket, you have to be careful.
I have to declare. This one is like, that's your pocket money. You have an extra £20, an extra 100, whatever. How you spend it is how you spend it.
Anyway, I hope you found that helpful. These are the few points that we had.
Well,
Until next time.
Bye.